SCP-081. Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. Only those with Level 4 clearance and written permission from Redacted may have access to 81. Full hazard gear, including suit, gloves, and an oxygen tank, must be worn at all times when in the containment area. Suits must be sprayed with disinfectant shower before leaving the containment area. If containment is breached, the entire area must be exposed to ultraviolet light and then bleached. Those who are suspected of being infected must be quarantined for at least 10 days. If no symptoms manifest after the 10th day, then quarantine can be lifted. Description: SCP-081 is a contagious virus that appears to be a mutated version of the Redacted virus, but with redacted segments in its RNA instead of redacted. The virus is human-specific, but is spread by rats who act as passive carriers. SCP-81 is also to be spread through sexual intercourse and exposed to infected blood. 81 infects adipocytes and leukocytes, inducing both and absorb nutrients to a vastly accelerated rate. As the nutrients are absorbed, infected B cells produce and secrete large quantities of modified human antibodies. Adipocytes expands the proliferative rate, and the organism's caloric intake increases. When the concentration in adipose tissue reaches a critical point, the viral antibodies instigate systematic cell lysis, followed by an unknown process leading to the spontaneous combustion of an infected individual. There is a 1-week incubation period before initial symptoms begin to occur. The duration of the symptoms depends entirely on the body fat percentage of the infected. Infection proceeds through 4 distinct stages. Stage 1. During the first week, there is no major symptoms, though subjects may report being slightly tired. Stage 2. In the second week of infection, subjects will begin to experience hot flashes and an increased appetite. Stage 3. Infected subjects demonstrate extreme polypharmacia. They will do anything in their power to obtain food or anything edible during the stage, and metabolism slows down significantly and weight gain increases rapidly. There is no set time that will elapse before the fourth and final stage. In order for the virus to complete its life cycle, the victim must be composed of 55% body fat. Stage 4. Once the subject reaches 55% body fat, the urge to eat will stop through subject's report increased substance of hot flashes. Soon after, the body will go through extremely violent version of widespread cell lysis. The cells burst and the modified antibodies catalyze the ignition of fatty compounds through unknown means. The body is incinerated from the inside out via the wick effect, the additional fat serving with a fuel source. Because stage 4 is largely asystematic, subjects are never aware when the combustion will occur, and the exact timing is apparently random. Addendum 081-1. The first recorded incident of SCP-081 was reported in 1763 by Frenchman Jonas Dupont in his book De Incendis Corporis Humani Spontanious. He reported about a case in Paris where a man was acquitted of killing his wife, as the jury agreed that the wife died due to spontaneous human combustion. It should be noted that the woman was incredibly overweight at the time of her death. It was not until the death of Mary Reese on July 2nd, 1951, that SCP-081 was brought to the Foundation's attention. Despite the Foundation's best effort, this information was leaked to the national media along with pictures of the incident. It's believed that the most recent cases of spontaneous human combustion were caused by SCP-081. Addendum 2. 81 is estimated to have existed since 9 Redacted, and thought that it was originated in Redacted because of widespread poverty and malnutrition, present in many European countries at the time. Instances of the third and fourth stage of infections were rare. North America has experienced the most cases of SCP-081 in the last century, but because of cleaner conditions and active population control, SCP-81 cases have dropped significantly. Fewer than redacted people in a year die from the late stage of SCP-80. Addendum 3. Due to the United States' current obesity epidemic, it is crucial that the widespread SCP-80 to be eradicated. The exposure that would result in a wide-scale epidemic would be disastrous to successful containment efforts. Dr. Redacted. Addendum 4. During tests, it has been discovered that people who have diabetes have a natural immunity to SCP-81 and have not helped the development of the treatment of the virus, and it remains incurable. Wild infections, data expunged, and alternate cause of death provided. Addendum 5. It was discovered by Agent Redacted that 81 spread by exposing the ashes of a deceased human. The victim. Containment and epidemic contingency protocols have been amended, and the emergency services personnel who responded to a misredacted call have been detained and evaluated.